Most mobile action RPGs are lying to you. They aren't action games. They are autoplay movies that just want your credit card. I got sick of it, so I went hunting for the games that actually let you play, dodge, and fight on your own terms. Without further ado, let's get started. Number 15. This is a dark fantasy action RPG that feels genuinely gritty. Think along the lines of a Diablo atmosphere, but with a squad-based combat system that actually requires skill. You aren't just mashing buttons here. You build a team of primals and swap between them in real time to chain elemental combos. I really enjoyed the combat flow. Hitting an enemy with ice and then instantly switching to a heavy hitter to shatter them feels incredibly satisfying. The graphics are console quality, and the story is surprisingly mature. It's currently rolling out in soft launch, so if you see it in your store, grab it immediately. Before we continue, I would like to mention sponsor of this video. Where Winds Meet launched on November 14th on both PC and console, and it became one of the most popular games globally with over 250,000 concurrent players on Steam and an 89% plus positive rating. Surprisingly, this AAA-quality open-world game is launching on mobile on December 12th. I decided to try it early on PC to get a feel for it. I have to say, the game looks amazing, especially the atmosphere. You can travel from massive, bustling cities to quiet temples hidden deep in the forests. It is a seamless world, so you can explore everywhere without loading screens interrupting you. What really pulled me in is how the world reacts to you. The game doesn't just pretend to care about your choices. If you get hurt, you actually have to find a doctor. If you cause trouble, someone might report you. And if you're caught, you genuinely serve time in jail. You aren't forced to be a generic hero. You can be a wandering good guy, a ruthless outlaw, or just become a doctor to help others. The combat is genuinely cinematic and true to that flashy wuxia style. What surprised me is that you can actually learn moves by watching animals or studying enemies. It feels like building a combat identity instead of just picking a class. You can fight with standard swords and spears, or get really technical with unique weapons like an umbrella or a fan. The best part is that it is entirely free to play. The developers are sticking to a strict no pay-to-win principle, so paid items are just cosmetics and battle passes. So, don't forget to click the link in the description to pre-register for the mobile version and try this free AAA quality game on December 12th. Number 14. In Tower of Fantasy, you aren't just slowly climbing cliffs, you're zipping around on motorcycles, using grappling hooks, and flying with jetpacks. With faster movement and snappy combat, you swap weapons for combos instead of juggling 4 characters. The real differentiator, though, is the multiplayer. You run into other players constantly in the open world, and teaming up to take down massive world bosses feels chaotic in the best way. I won't lie to you, the UI is cluttered, and the power creep in the gacha system is real. But if you want an open world that lets you create your own custom avatar and leans into multiplayer raids and sci-fi gadgets, this is a solid ride. Number 13. This is not Devil May Cry 5 on your phone, but it feels like a proper Devil May Cry game. The combat is faster and slightly simplified for touch controls, but you can still juggle enemies in the air, swap characters mid-combo, and chase that SSS rank. The biggest change is that instead of switching styles, you build a team of 3 and rotate characters to chain combos. It works surprisingly well. Now, the bad news, it is a gacha game. You have to pull for different versions of characters, like a specific Fire, Dante, or Virgil, which can get annoying if you just want to play your favorites. So, if you just want to smash demons while waiting for the bus, this scratches the itch perfectly. Number 12. Titan Quest is essential for Diablo fans. You start as a nobody in ancient Greece and work your way through Egypt and the Silk Road, slaying hydras, cyclops, and titans. The loot system is addictive, but the real highlight is the mastery system. You don't just pick one class, you combine 2, creating unique playstyles that keep the game feeling fresh and endlessly customizable. You're looking at easily 100+ hours of gameplay here. Just a heads up, the touch controls are surprisingly decent, but if you have a controller, use it. It's a premium, one-time purchase with 0 microtransactions, and it plays perfectly offline. Number 11. I know a lot of people going to be mad because I put Diablo Immortal in this video, and I totally understand why. Yes, it's heavily pay to win, and that side of the game can be frustrating if you take it too seriously. But here's the thing, if you approach it as a casual player, it's actually a lot of fun. The gameplay feels tight and responsive, and the combat system is pure Diablo. The fact that there's no autoplay is a huge win in my book. And when you team up with friends to clear dungeons, farm gear, or take on bosses, it becomes even more enjoyable. Sure, if you aim to compete at the top, the pay-to-win aspect becomes a wall. But if you just want a solid dungeon crawling experience to enjoy in short sessions, Diablo Immortal delivers that perfectly. Number 10. Nine Nights instantly reminded me of classic Prince of Persia games, and I was drawn in by the combination of fluid combat and parkour mechanics. The graphics are nice, and the environments are varied enough to keep exploration interesting. I found myself genuinely enjoying the mix of platforming and action RPG elements. The combat system is solid, with responsive controls and a good variety of attacks. You can experiment with different combos, dodges, and aerial moves. That said, some boss encounters can be frustrating. Certain bosses spam attacks relentlessly, leaving almost no opening to strike back. Despite that, the game has a strong core. If you like action RPGs with parkour elements and smooth combat, Nine Nights is must-play. Number 9. If you've been following the mobile RPG scene for a while, you'll instantly recognize the Epic Conquest series. Now the series returns with Epic Conquest X, and it's a huge leap forward. Visually, this is the strongest entry yet. You now control a party of 4 characters, and you can switch between them in real time to chain combos or exploit enemy weaknesses. Now, for the elephant in the room, unlike its predecessors, this one is online. Yes, it has shifted to a gacha model for characters and gear, but to their credit, the developers have promised a fair system with no paywalls blocking the story. It's a different direction, but if you love the world they built, this new chapter is absolutely worth playing. Number 8. If you played anime ARPG, you already have a sense of the style this kind of dark action RPG can deliver. Oniro takes that feeling and pushes it even further. The best part for me? You can play the campaign completely offline. I really dig the multi-class system here. You aren't locked into one boring archetype. You can mix abilities from different classes to build a character that actually fits how you want to play. It's not perfect. It can feel a bit old school in its difficulty and the grind is real, but that's kind of the point. It's free, it's massive, and it's a solid offline grinder for when you have a long commute and spotty signal. Number 7. BLEACH Soul Resonance brings the anime atmosphere directly to mobile. The graphics use a clean, cel-shaded style that makes every cutscene and fight look exactly like the original show. The combat system is the strongest part here. It is not about just spamming buttons. The sword attacks have weight to them. You actually have to learn how to dodge and parry at the right time. When you hit an enemy or use a special move like a bankai, the impact is immediate and satisfying. Just remember that it is still a gacha game. You will need luck to get the specific characters you want. However, the fighting mechanics are good enough that you can enjoy the game even without the rarest units. Number 6. I'm not the best at action games, but punishing Grey Raven makes me want to get better. The combat is fast and punishing. Managing your orbs while dodging attacks to trigger the slow-motion Matrix mode gives me an adrenaline rush every time. What I respect most about PGR is that it has one of the fairest gacha systems out there. The pity is only 60 pulls, but the real selling point is that when a new S-rank character debuts, you are 100% guaranteed to get them if you hit pity. No coin flips, no gambling. It respects your time way more than its competitors, which is why I keep coming back despite the difficulty. Number 5. I've been spending a lot of time with Shadowborn lately, and it's honestly a breath of fresh air for the genre. You aren't wandering aimlessly. You drop right into the action, fight through waves of enemies, and tackle a boss. It respects your time without feeling shallow. The combat itself is the highlight for me. It's snappy and responsive. You really feel the impact of your attacks. You get to choose from classes like the Swift Blade or Enchanter, but you can eventually mix abilities from different classes to create your own hybrid build. It's fully playable offline, which is a huge win in my book. If you want something that feels good to play and doesn't demand hours of your day, you need to check this one out. Number 4. I can't build a list of top action games without talking about Dead Cells. If you haven't played this yet, you are missing out on one of the most satisfying combat loops in gaming history. It's a roguelite, meaning when you die, you restart from the beginning, but you keep permanent upgrades that make you stronger for the next run. The combat is incredibly fast and fluid. You're dodging, parrying, and smashing through enemies with everything from broadswords to electric whips. The mobile port is fantastic. While I always recommend a controller for the precision, the touch controls are surprisingly customizable and responsive. Ideally, play this offline on a flight or commute. It's the perfect time killer. Number 3. Aether Gazer is one of the slickest sci-fi ARPGs out there. What makes it stand out is the squad system. Instead of constantly swapping characters to do one combo, you're fighting alongside two AI-controlled teammates simultaneously. It makes the combat feel like a chaotic, team-based anime brawl rather than a solo act. The UI is clean, the character designs are top tier, and the combat is snappy. It's generous with rewards too, which is rare for a gacha these days. If you want high-speed action that looks gorgeous, but doesn't demand you to have 6 fingers on each hand to play perfectly, this is the one to download. Number 2. Honestly, the flow of combat in Zenless Zone Zero is just addicting. Swapping characters to parry and attack at the last second creates this rhythm that feels amazing. The animations are bursting with personality, and exploring the urban fantasy world is just cool. The gacha is the classic Hoyoverse system. If you've played Genshin, you know the drill: 50-50 chances and low rates. It can be painful if you lose the coin flip, but since the game is purely single player, I never felt the pressure to spend. I just save my currency for the characters I really like. It's a high-quality ride that you can enjoy completely for free. Number 1. Wuthering Waves might look like another open-world gacha, but the combat sets it apart. It's fast, technical, and genuinely punishes you if you just mash buttons. You have to learn parries and perfect dodges, which makes every fight feel like a mini Devil May Cry session right on your phone. The exploration fixes a lot of the usual genre complaints, and apocalyptic world feel incredible. I also love the ecosystem, where you collect monsters you defeat and can summon them in battle to use their unique skills. It adds a really cool monster collector layer to the team building. Just a heads up, you will need a fairly powerful device to run this smoothly without it turning into a hand warmer. But if you want an action RPG where your actual skill matters more than your wallet, this is absolutely worth the download.